Hello there guys, it is me, Unstable Voltage, and welcome to my playthrough of XCom 2. I'm going to be playing this game through from the beginning, starting off with the tutorial and going through all of the missions. Now, you might have already seen some videos of this game so far, because people have been playing it for a few weeks. A lot of YouTube personalities and streamers have been given copies quite early. I only got mine a couple of days before launch, so instead of trying to make a load of videos of the game and get them all out before the game actually released, I've decided to actually wait and start putting these videos out once the game has actually gone on sale. And the reason for that is that there are a few missions, including things like the tutorial mission and the first mission, which are under embargo because they sort of spoil the storyline. So, well, they don't spoil the storyline, but they do give bits of the story away, bits that obviously Firaxis and 2K have not wanted to give away until the game actually launched. So, what you're watching will hopefully be a complete playthrough, so bear that in mind that there will be spoilers. If you don't want the story spoiled and you want to discover everything for yourself, then this probably isn't the series for you. Also bear in mind that I am currently playing on a preview version of the game, so as a result there may be a few bits and pieces within this that don't make it into the final release. We are expecting at the very least there is going to be a day 1 patch or a day 0 patch that will address some difficulty issues and maybe a bit of optimization, because there are a few points where the frame rate becomes a little bit choppy. I don't think there's actually any game ready drivers for it yet. I use an Nvidia card. Not sure if there's a game ready driver for it at the moment. So one thing I've already done is I am putting subscribers into the game. There is a character pool option, something very useful, where you can actually put in characters in advance so that they can appear in the game later on. So there's that. I'm definitely not that dark. I never go outside. I'm like as pale as a ghost. I don't know why it's showing me as being quite so tanned there. So you can put people in advance. Obviously, some of my patrons do get priority because it's part of my patron rewards that you get to get mentioned and named within a game. But I will be putting other people in there as well. So if you would like to appear in the game, give me your details. Please do bear in mind, though, that names, first, last and nickname have a maximum length of 10 letters, so any more than that and we'll have to find some way of truncating it for you. So what I'm going to be doing, I'm going to be starting a brand new game. I'm going to be playing as veteran difficulty. You've got 4 difficulty levels. You've got rookie, which is basically for people who are like completely new, never played XCOM, never played tactical games, or at least very new to them. You've got veteran, which it claims is a challenge appropriate for players familiar with XCOM, meaning the original. You've got commander, which is a significant challenge for experienced XCOM 2 players only, which I'm not. And to be fair, I didn't play XCOM 1 all that much. And then you've got legend difficulty, which is basically really harsh, and they're actually patching this to make it more difficult. I'm playing it on veteran because I'm playing this to enjoy it. I'm not here for next level play and super great tactics. There's plenty of people out there that make videos of XCOM that are way better than me in terms of the game, and I'll leave them to it. I'm not here to prove anything. I'm not trying to, you know, prove that I can go and beat the game on Legend without losing any soldiers. So if you're expecting to see flawless playthrough with no errors, you're watching the wrong video. We will turn the tutorial on, because like I said, it does add stuff to the story. Now, the tutorial I have played through, I've also played through the first couple of missions. The tutorial itself is actually quite scripted. In fact, so is the second mission to a certain degree. So the tutorial might be a little bit boring in terms of gameplay, but it does actually give bits of the story. So let's go ahead and make a start.
Excitement continues to build as city centers across the globe prepare for the 20th anniversary of Unification Day.
Thousands line up at the site of the Great Accord, celebrating the formation of the Advent Coalition.
Keeping with their promise to humanity, 12 new gene therapy clinics will be opening in select cities by the end of the new year.
Despite the attempted attack by fringe elements, operations at the new facility in Paris thankfully remain unaffected.
In response to the unprovoked intrusion on the eve of our most beloved celebration, the speaker reaches out to us.
A small number of dissidents again repeat the mistakes of the old world. striking as we celebrate the benevolent savior who time and again offers only friendship and compassion. Yet these trivial actions could never break the bond between humanity and the Elders.
Peacekeeping forces have already made several preemptive arrests of known collaborators. Advent again assures all citizens that today's celebrations will continue as planned.
Perfect.
The Advent administration reminds you to report all suspicious activity to your nearest peacekeeper. Only together can we build a better tomorrow.
Approaching position. You were right. They've definitely got their hands full today.
Stay focused. Prep Gatecrasher.
60 seconds.
It's all very Blade Runner.
Now.
Signal received. Loud and clear. Okay, Gatecrasher. Your turn.
Advent forces are swarming to the blast point. We need to move on the package before they figure out what we're up to. First things first. You need to get out of sight. Grab some cover near that low wall.
Copy that. Moving up.
So, as I said, this first mission is completely scripted, but without doing this mission, you don't get to see... well, you still get to see that cool cutscene at the beginning, but you do miss what comes at the end of this mission. So, I'm not going to be messing around here. I'm just literally going to be doing what I have to do. You can't go wrong. You can't even click on the wrong tile, so we're just going to go and move everybody up as we have to. It's basically just teaching us about the basics of the game, showing us how our action points are represented here. Now, we're only in low cover. Low cover, as usual, is pretty pointless. If you're only in low cover, you might as well not be in cover. So we'll go and move into high cover.
Crasher 2, stay close. Keep pace with Crasher 1.
And now it teaches us that we can actually do a dash, a double movement.
They're holding position. We're gonna have to go through them. Stay out of sight until we're ready to strike.
Copy that.
Keep to the shadows until you're absolutely set. We'll only get one shot at this.
In the shadows.
So now it teaches us about concealment. So enemies are not aware of your soldiers while you are concealed. So we're going to move up over here because that's where it's telling us to move and we don't have a lot of choice.
Don't get too close. They'll be spotted for sure and we'll lose our advantage.
So there are basically three things that will reveal you from concealment. If you perform any action that makes a noise, such as shooting, blowing something up, or smashing through a window or kicking down a door, that will break concealment. If you move into one of these red vision tiles, that will break concealment. And if an enemy actually moves on their turn and their vision crosses over one of your soldiers, it will break concealment, but only if they flank you. So you don't have to worry too much about it unless you think they're going to flank you on the same turn.
They have the numbers, but we've got surprise on our side. Hopefully that's enough.
Remind me to thank the old man.
You and me both. We're not out of the woods yet. We need to take out those remaining soldiers.
I've got the drop on them. Permission to engage.
Do it.
So we've got 4 targets remaining. We do actually have a flank on all of them because they're out of cover. Now, one thing you will notice on these soldiers, you'll actually see, if you look on the left-hand side of their health bars, you'll see these little crosshairs, and that means we have line of sight on them. And the reason this is useful is the game now has a line of sight indicator. So as I move the mouse around, you can actually see, if I move the mouse around to here, for example, the 2 middle soldiers no longer have that crosshair next to them, which means if I was to move to this tile here, I wouldn't have line of sight on them. So you can actually see by moving the mouse around where you would have line of sight on various different targets, which is really, really useful. However, we have to do as we are told, which is to fire our weapon. I'm not even sure if we get to choose who we shoot at, and indeed there's only one target that it will let us shoot at, so let's go and do that. Like I said, very scripted. I think even the dice rolls are scripted here. So we fired, that reveals us. And it, as I was saying about concealment, the entire squad uses concealment when any soldier attacks an enemy, breaking windows or kicking open doors, or a soldier is flanked or steps on a detection tile.
They can see you now. How about you all shoot first and celebrate later? No problem.
So we have to move up here, somewhere that I wouldn't normally ever do because it's far too close and easy to be flanked.
Dangerously close right now. Be careful.
And fire as ordered. Down to 2. Let's drop some loot for us there.
Keep it score, right?
We'll find the camera angle still a little bit glitchy in this version. So, easily flanked as expected. Shot in the back and killed.
No! Crasher 2 is down! She's gone!
Damn it! You can't take risks like that. Watch your flanks.
So that's how you want to play it. Okay.
So, now it's teaching us about flanking.
Nice work. Press the advantage before they get around you.
So, if you don't know how flanking works, if you actually think where the cover is, so this guy was in this cover, he's hiding behind this block, you draw a straight line level with the cover, and providing you are behind that straight line, you're flanking them. So, we have a flanking shot, which increases our chance to hit, and also increases our chance to crit.
Let's see how you like this.
Now we're down to 1. So he can't flank me unless he can get behind this line.
They're closing in on me. They're moving the
She's calling reinforcements. Stop that. Transmission.
Central, reporting in.
You're late. What have you been doing down there?
Taking in the sights.
What the hell are these things?
They're us. At least there used to be. Human hybrid soldiers. Advent's reward for obedience and service.
We've all heard rumors. I just never believed it was true.
No one wanted to. But we find what we're looking for today. I promise you that's gonna change. Let's move.
Looks like that transmission.
So Bradford is back.
You have an Advent transport closing on your position.
You heard her. Cover the left side.
So, red flare indicates the enemies are about to come in and reinforce. So we'll do as we're told and go and get into cover.
Keep your eyes peeled. Fire on anything that moves.
And we're going to go and overwatch up. I should really learn all the shortcut keys.
We need to move on the package.
So we've got to get inside there. We have Bradford selected, so we can just march straight in. He'll break the window on his way through.
Menace 3, you're up.
Hold up. You should check that body for salvageable gear. We need anything we can get at this point. Better move fast, though. I've heard rumors Advent rigs their stuff to self-destruct.
So you can see the turn time is actually going down on this piece of loot. We need to pick that loot up. You can actually end your movement anywhere within the large square, and you'll pick it up. But we have to stand right on top of it because that's where the tutorial is telling us to. We've got ourselves a scope. And then we have to go and run over here as ordered.
Reinforcements just hit the ground.
They're getting nervous. Now I know we're in the right place.
Now we had an overwatch already set up, so we take a free shot. There's one less to worry about.
Well done. Fall back to our position. Just go. I'll try to stall them here.
So now we have to move back. And what does it want us to take a shot? I think we've actually got free reign right here. We can't fire at this guy. It'll only allow us to fire at the officer. Even if we hit him, we're not going to take all of his health unless we crit. But we just get a miss. And again, I'm fairly certain that's scripted. We're now out of ammo.
I'm going for the door.
So now it's going to teach us how to hack. We have to move up here.
You should be able to cut right through the door's security protocols. They were never expecting anyone to get this close.
So we need to hack, which is number 4. We're going to hack the door. So this is how hacking works. Essentially, you have the thing on the left, which is what you're trying to do, which in this case is hack the door. And then you can, that usually has a 100% or at least a very high chance of working. And then you get to choose a reward. Now, the 2 rewards that you can choose from do have a relatively low chance of happening. Although as your hacking skill goes up, the chance of you being able to get these rewards also goes up. Now, these particular ones don't have any on-fail effects, but there are some of them that actually give you a negative effect if you fail. So sometimes you have to choose which of the rewards that you want to take, and if you don't actually manage to get the reward, you get something nasty instead. So we only have a tech score of 5, but we've got a 100% chance of unlocking the door. So we don't expect we're going to get the reward, and we have got the door unlocked.
Let's go.
So let's move right where we need to.
Moving to secure the package.
Let's hope our intel was good.
This is the place.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Looks like there's an access panel attached. If you got me a better look, I might be able to...
Next time. Let's get out of here.
So, soldiers can carry unconscious, dead, and bleeding out units. This allows a soldier to retrieve a fallen comrade. So, we need to hit that button and pick this person up here. Just hit the carry unit button. Can't shoot or attack while we're carrying somebody.
Firebrand is holding nearby for evac, but it's now or never, Central.
Understood. We're on the move.
So it's the alien's turn. He wasn't even flanked.
No! Central! Crasher 1 is down. You have to get out
Just
of there.
ragdolling through the window.
We need another exit. Now!
Okay, so coming up to the very sort of final part of the tutorial. You can see, of course, why this bit was embargoed before the release, because it does give some interesting bits and pieces away. So now it's going to teach us how to throw a grenade. So the area that grenades hit is a little more obvious now in Fallout. What am I on about? In XCom 2. You can actually see that you have a sort of 3x3 grid. Instead of just having a circle, or the actual sphere of destruction, you've really got to sort of aim for the tiles. Although you can still damage scenery with the edge of the with the sphere, but at least you know exactly which tiles it's going to damage and which ones it isn't. So we'll go ahead and throw the grenade. Don't know where I got Fallout from. Been playing quite a lot of that recently, is probably why. So, now we have to get ourselves out and over here.
Almost there. Stay focused.
It says he can move at full speed. He still seems to be moving relatively slowly here. Because he is carrying somebody.
They're right behind us. Way too close.
They got me.
Again, that was expected to happen.
Firebrand, this is Gatecrasher. We need an immediate evac. Get us out of here.
So, what we're going to do now is we get to call in the Sky Ranger to pick us up. So we hit P for the evac zone, and again we have to drop it where we're told. So that'll put down some nice little flare markers to show us where the evac zone is. And then we have to move into the evac zone.
We're coming home.
And select the evac option.
There's potentially decades of atrophy to contend with.
Wish we had more time.
I don't disagree.
But as it stands now, we risk losing the patient if we don't begin the removal procedure immediately.
We're ready.
Good. Then let's get on with it.
Remarkable.
Just like 20 years ago. We were still calling it a war back then. We had no idea.
Bradford looking a lot
what
more
was
grizzled
coming.
these days.
Response from the cerebral cortex. Good. Prepping for cranial intrusion. I've managed to identify the connection. Preparing to make final incision.
These readings are getting really erratic.
Of course they are. These implants were never designed to be removed. We are risking severe...
No plan B here, people. Do it.
No signal.
Pupillary response normal. Vital stabilizing. Procedure complete.
Told them it would take more than that to keep you down. Welcome back, Commander. Glad to see you're finally coming out of it. Don't envy the headache you must have, though. Still, can't fault Dr. Tygan. Especially as no one's even attempted something like this before. Easy. We're still not entirely sure what they did to you. That chip was buried halfway into your skull. Lost a lot of good soldiers looking for you over the years. Almost gave up hope you were still out there. Acted on the intel as soon as I got word. Not sure what you remember, but a lot's changed. Did the best I could, but the last 20 years have been tough without you. You feel like catching up? Shen has the archive up and running on your terminal. Otherwise, I'd go see Dr. Tygan when you're ready. There's some things you should know. He'll be better at explaining them than me. It's damn good to have you back, Commander.
So there we go, there's a bit of a reveal for you. So that pretty much sort of points out the sort of turning point in the war in XCOM 1, because obviously this game, or the story of this game, implies that XCOM failed in their mission. So it looks like, judging from that cutscene there, that it was during the alien, well, not the alien base assault, but when the aliens assault the XCOM base, which would only happen if you had the enemy within expansion. But it looks like the aliens actually managed to knock you out and take you away during that mission, and that was probably the turning point of the war. Before I actually end this video, I will go through and just have a quick look around the base.
Impressive, isn't it? Capable of generating immense power, yet completely harmless to human life. If only the same could be said for the rest of the aliens' technology, Commander. Dr. Richard Tygan, Chief Science Officer. I am responsible for the entirety of our research here, as well as the procedure you so recently underwent. Welcome to my lab, such as it is. I'm not sure what Central may have told you, but we found something while removing you from the alien stasis suit. A device implanted directly in your occipital lobe. Had I access to the equipment available to me during my tenure at Advent, I would already know the precise nature of its function. However, given time and your approval, of course, Commander, I assure you, I will find out. Which brings to light an additional point. Though aspects of this facility are indeed impressive, I am but one man. Were you to direct additional support personnel and resources to me, I could substantially improve the speed of all our research. Farewell, Commander. On your order, Commander. I will begin researching the Advent chip for possible insights as to its function.
Now, one thing that I don't like much about XCOM 2 compared to XCOM 1 is that when you're in the room, like here, I'm in the lab, Dr. Tygan is standing there. Now, when he's talking to me, instead of them animating the model, I mean, obviously he is animated, but he's just sort of doing an idle animation. But instead of him actually speaking to me, you get this sort of pop-up in the right-hand corner, this little sort of comm screen, which isn't even lip-synced, and it's all sort of fuzzy and weird. I don't understand that. When I'm in the room with the guy, why isn't he just talking to me directly? I just can't really understand why they've gone with that decision. Anyway. Because this is still technically part of the tutorial, we have to basically pick the research that we have been told to pick. We don't have any other choice. So if you choose not to do the tutorial on this game, you are given a little bit more freedom. But you do miss that sort of opening cutscene that gives you that little bit more of the story about being rescued as the commander. So we need to research the biotech, which is the chip that was ripped out of our skull. So having successfully conducted the traumatic procedure required to remove the chip implanted by Advent, we now have the opportunity to study the inner workings of the device and gain a better understanding of their motivations.
I'll see that work begins immediately, Commander. I'll contact you when I have a full report available.
That research will keep Tigan busy for a while. In the meantime, you might want to head down to the armory.
Commander, to the armory.
See, it's very, very strange how they just go for that thing in the corner. We'll just pop our... Well, we're going to have another mission, actually, so I think we'll actually do that on the next video. But it's been nice to play through the tutorial. I do like the story with it. It's strange that if you don't play the tutorial... I wouldn't say the story changes, but it does miss those sort of, like, important key factors out. But... yeah, I think all in all, it's going to be a fun ride. So thanks a lot for watching, guys. I hope you are going to enjoy XCOM 2 as much as I am. And I'll see you on the next video. Until then, goodbye for now.